This is WWE Wrestling Legend Hall of Famer Tito Santana.
This is WWE NXT Superstar Lexis King.
And you are listening to the Source Wrestling Podcast. Arriba!
And you're listening to the Source Wrestling Podcast. Long live Lexis King.
You're looking at the best there
Austin
is.
316.
What do you guys want to talk about? I have a lot of things I want to get off my chest. I'm the best. I'm the best in the world.
Let me talk to you. Yeah.
You will rest in peace.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome back. This is episode 25 of the Source WWE AEW All Things Wrestling Podcast with Joe
And
Mike. Yeah. And today we are going to drop some gospel on you in form of a Battle Royal Open discussion. And we're not going to beat around the bush, guys. We're going to get right into it. We got 5 really, really hot topics to give you, and we're going to go right into it. Yeah.
Yep. All right, we got another Battle Royal episode of
Ding, ding, ding.
The Source Wrestling Podcast.
Yeah.
And as usual, I'll rattle off the questions and
Yes.
mostly turn them to Joe to start it off and then comment myself. But
Let's
we'll see
do
how
it, man.
goes.
Let's do it. Love
Maybe
these
I'll
Battle
feel
Royals.
inclined to take it from the beginning. But
Yeah.
So first question on the docket here, we're all wondering, will John Cena and Stone Cold Steve Austin be involved in WrestleMania?
Great question.
And there's a follow-up question to that. We'll and how? You know what I
Okay,
mean? And how
okay.
will they be involved?
Yeah.
And this is spawning off us seeing The Rock beat the crap out of Cody.
With the production
and seeing in the
trucks,
background
yes.
The Rock and Cena and Lesnar. I feel like maybe we might see them. So
In this,
Joe, will it happen? Will we see him?
In this Triple H era, we're getting a lot of Easter eggs. He loves doing that, and rightfully so, because I'm here for it. To answer your question, will Cena and Stone Cold be involved in WrestleMania 40? I think the answer is yes. I think the answer is yes. They did not show those production trucks with their faces on it behind the final boss for no reason. I would say they just wouldn't do that. They put WrestleMania trucks there if they were trying to promote. You know what I mean? I think yes. The answer is yes. John Cena and Stone Cold will be involved, and to tell you how, we're gonna just hark back to quite a few episodes ago where I said, if there was one guy Cody Rhodes could call to take out the final boss, who would it be? But who? And I think it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. Now, I think end of this match, it starts getting hairy. The final boss is getting involved. The bloodline's out there. It's getting real, real messy. And then, Mike, that glass shatters. Out of nowhere, you don't see Stone Cold for this entire weekend until now, I think. That glass shatters. And if I just called this, then remember this, because I'll probably never be able to do this again. That glass shatters. Austin comes out. It's looking good for Cody now. And Stone Cold gets taken out by the final boss. Okay, which I did not call happening, but I think if you're going to involve somebody else, I think this is what has to happen. Stone Cold gets taken out by the final boss, and just when you think it's another flashback of last year, Cody's going to get hit with another rubber chicken after losing the match, it's John Cena, one of The Rock's ultimate rivals as well, and he comes out, handles the final boss, being the GOAT that he is, and Cody gets the win, picks up the title, and that's where I'm at with that one.
So with that being said, Joe, then you're counting out Dustin Rhodes.
Because
there's a lot of
I
rumors
see it
right
too.
now.
I see it too. I'm only ruling that out because I think Tony Khan is a selfish prick, and he's not going to involve Dustin Rhodes in this story, which I'd like to see that he did. But I think he's just going to be that thorn in WWE's side and not allow it to happen. So that brings me to John Cena and Stone Cold helping out finish the story. You know what I mean? So to answer your question, yes, they will be involved, and I think it'll be in that main event match, which I think will maybe be Bloodline rules, obviously, because all this will be legal. That's where I'm at with that question.
Now, I see John Cena just doing what I said he was going to do. He's going to come out. He's going to maybe introduce WrestleMania at the beginning. Talk about how he doesn't have a match, how he's just here to host.
Right.
Somebody comes out, maybe Stone
Feeling
Cold.
froggy. Yep.
Maybe Stone Cold.
Someone feeling froggy enough
or
to
somebody
go.
else, and they have a matchup. And I think Stone Cold Steve Austin, you know, he might be the one to face The Rock. I've seen a lot of promos and YouTube videos.
What a
and
match that
things
would
on my
be.
feed about how they did feud for a while and how they do have that rivalry.
Oh my God! Yeah, it was the biggest ever. Biggest
but
ever.
I don't see John Cena fitting into this equation. He kind of does because Solo, but
and you know, Rock himself. They had a big WrestleMania rivalry that spanned 2 years in a row.
But,
you know,
yeah, you're right. But I still feel like Dustin Rhodes.
I'd love to see it. I just think Tony Khan is an asshole, and I don't think he's going to allow it.
I
That's
don't
what
know
I think.
because I've always felt like there's some kind of backhanded deal going on with AEW.
There could be.
And
There could
WrestleMania
be.
being what would be bigger in WrestleMania
Yeah,
than
Dustin
having
Rhodes.
an AEW
I know.
superstar on the show and
Yeah.
allowed to do that. That kind of would
It would
they're
open
looking
the
for
forbidden
ways to make
door
it big,
again.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
so Joe's thinking that Stone Cold and Cena are going to interfere
What would
with
be
the
bigger than
bloodline
that?
to help Cody out. I'm thinking more along the lines of John Cena being the introduction of the show, having a little soiree with somebody.
Yes.
And Austin, yes, being involved in the bloodline match with Dustin Rhodes.
That would be absolutely wild, I gotta say. I think that'll do it for that question, Mike. What do we got up next on the docket, as you say?
Well, if Cody wins, what happens to the bloodline?
Ooh,
That's my
okay.
next question to
All
you.
right.
And you're going to take this and then run with it, and then I'll say my piece.
Okay, let's say in a perfect world, the story is finished. Finally, Cody's in tears in the middle of the ring. He wins this WWE Undisputed title, the title that his father, just could not get his hands on. What happens to the bloodline? I think after this, the bloodline is over. In my opinion, the bloodline is done. They have nowhere else to go. This is the 9th inning, in my opinion, to this story. I really don't see it going anywhere else if Roman loses the title. He's obviously gone for quite some time, and I just don't see any room left for the bloodline. I see maybe Jimmy going off on his own and trying to have some kind of a run. Solo is already, I think he's ready to just be Solo Sikoa. No more enforcer. You know, they really, really brought him on strong, and now he's on a big, big losing streak. I say he turns that around. I say if Cody wins the Undisputed title at WrestleMania 40 this weekend, the bloodline's over. That's my thoughts on it. That's my piece. We're all entitled to our opinions, and that's where I'm at with it.
Well, that's honestly right along the lines of where I'm at with it. I think obviously when this happens, you're going to see one of two things happen. Either he loses the title, the bloodline stays together with The Rock at the helm, because we all are saying Rock long game, right?
Absolutely.
Rock long game.
He's not done after this. Absolutely
maybe
not.
he carries the bloodline, or maybe he kind of just goes
It's tough.
his heel way, because he's gonna want to feud with Cody after that.
Oh yeah, that's a match that we can almost guarantee is going to happen.
And then the bloodline breaks up. Probably, I don't know. I'm still feeling like we might not need the hoopla of Stone Cold and John Cena. What if, during the match, the bloodline literally gets like insulted or fed up by Roman? He's being too much.
They
he's
turn
being
on
a
him.
martyr.
They turn on him.
He's talking down to them, and then all of a sudden he talks down to The Rock.
And that's
And
when
The
it
Rock's
happens.
just like,
Rock
nah,
bottom.
nah. You know what I
Nah,
mean?
nah.
The
Yep.
bloodline turns on Roman. Cody gets the win, and then it dissolves because
Right.
they're like, whatever.
And you can move on into that
little
Rock
hiatus
and
for
Cody.
all of them. Even The
Yeah.
Rock gets a little break after that. They work Solo back in as a solo guy,
Which he should
and
be.
they reunite Jimmy with Jay.
I'd like to see that too.
Not necessarly,
As
to
a
be
team,
a tag team,
but
I
they
can see
make
a faction-y
amends,
type of
you
thing
know?
going on
Yeah.
with them or something.
Yeah.
Maybe a bloodline that's good. You know what I mean?
Right, right.
So there's
The
a lot
good
of,
line,
lot
the
of
good
different ways
guys.
this could go, and it's exciting to talk about. So.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. And that brings us to our next question. Mike, take it away.
who will Adam Copeland Edge first rivalry be for the belt? I know he had his first title defense.
He did
I'm
against
talking,
Matt
who's
Cardona.
His first rival, and then we have a follow-up question. So let's get it.
All right. First rival for this championship. I'm going to go ahead and use the facts that have been laid in front of me and the evidence that we already have. I'm going to say his first rivalry for this title is going to be Malachi Black. Due to the fact of Malachi Black cutting the lights out and showing up after Adam Copeland's first title defense on Collision against Deathmatch King Indie God Matt Cardona. I think it's a match that I want to see, that the fans want to see. I don't really think they got to do it when they were both in WWE as Edge and Aleister Black. I think now they have the opportunity to really tear this down. So I'm going to go with Malachi Black being the first rival for this TNT title.
Now, my choice for the first rival, I think maybe Killswitch or Luchasaurus.
Oh, yeah, because the patriarchy's still pissed off about him losing that title.
I can see him, having battles with him, and he already fought him. There's some history there.
Right. It's one of his first matches, if not his first, I believe, on AEW.
Leads me to my follow-up question. Is the rivalry with Christian over? Can it be over?
And that's a great question.
History,
it's a lifelong rivalry, lifelong history too. Edge did make it clear on Collision that he has, quote, unquote, closed the book on Christian Cage, and he's dead to him. But that doesn't mean that Christian Cage has closed the book on Adam Copeland. You know what I mean? Christian is a mega nuclear heel. He's going to want that TNT title back. I don't think it's over, Mike. I really don't. Do we get a break from it from a little while? Yes, but they can have 2 or 3 more of those insane matches, and we'll be entertained the entire time. So to answer your question, no. I don't think this rivalry is over with Christian Cage, no matter how bad Adam Copeland wants it to be. I don't think it's over yet.
Okay. And where do you see it going then? How do you see,
I mean, maybe, Copeland goes on his own, for a while, and he's defending that title and making it more and more prestigious. And Christian Cage makes a return, costs Adam Copeland the title. It loses the title to somebody else, and then you get Adam Copeland and Christian Cage fighting for no title. It's just more the story and pride. Maybe at a big pay-per-view event like All In. Imagine All In Wembley with Adam Copeland versus Christian Cage and like a no holds barred or 3 stages of hell. You know what I mean? They can do so much with that.
Yeah.
I really think they could. So
I feel like
you
it's
never know.
Overplayed personally. I don't know.
I mean, it's been going on forever. Yeah.
I could see, it's shifting to Killswitch, Christian being involved in that a little bit, and then him beating Killswitch and that. I don't know. I feel like the patriarchy it's due for a breakup.
Yeah, the whole Nick Wayne thing and Killswitch, it's, they're just there at this point. They're just Christian's lackeys, his minions, his henchmen, you know what I mean? So that's where I'm at for this question. Adam Copeland, I really, really would like to see him go against Malachi Black for the first rivalry, and I don't think the rivalry with Christian Cage is over yet.
Next question we got on the docket for you. This one's going to be geared towards Joe a little bit. He's going to have the best answer, just like the last one.
Let's go.
Where does the Kingdom pivot to after Wardlow's loss for the championship? Because let's talk about it. They had a plan. They were executing the plan. They got the tag titles. They got what was the other title?
They got the ROH tag titles, and now Roderick Strong has the AEW International title that he won off of Orange Cassidy.
They were doing as they said. Then Wardlow was supposed to get the World Heavyweight.
Right, that was supposed to make it all come together.
And have we heard much about this? Have we heard much about what the plan is? What are we doing with this?
Right now, the Undisputed Kingdom, they did cut a promo on Wardlow's loss after it happened. They were not happy with him. We haven't really heard anything else regarding Wardlow.
The only thing that was keeping that faction relevant was MJF.
Absolutely. And now, now that it's all falling apart here, they do have some gold still, but it's falling apart. Where do they pivot to is the question. So as you can see lately, they are trying to recruit Kyle O'Reilly, who just came over to All Elite Wrestling, and he keeps telling them, he keeps letting them know he's doing doing his own thing. Roderick Strong keeps trying to pressure him into joining the Undisputed Kingdom, and maybe that's where they're headed with it. They're trying to get guys like Kyle O'Reilly involved, even though it's like, where does that even take them? I don't know. I think the Undisputed Kingdom is in trouble. Ever since the whole devil angle with MJF ended, they're really, really struggling, and Adam Cole is hurt, which is not helping their cause.
Well, I was just gonna ask when is he returning, Adam Cole? When
he had a really substantial ankle injury, and they're saying it could be, don't quote me, I believe it was up to a year.
2 surgeries, 8 screws, and a metal plate.
There you go. Yeah, he's out for a while, man. So, this Undisputed Kingdom is really, really in hot water. They're in trouble. There are so much more better groups out there in wrestling right now. Just look at the House of Black. Look at the Blackpool Combat Club. Just in AEW alone, I mean, these guys cannot compete, in my opinion. It would be interesting to see if they can bring in another big gun to the Undisputed Kingdom, but I just don't see who it could possibly be at this point. I really don't.
Because the thing is that you kind of think that, the plan was for Wardlow to win it and then hand it to Adam Cole, which would lead you to believe. Oh, yeah,
super heat.
It leads you to believe that Adam Cole would have been back soon.
Right.
Because it seemed, he wins the title, he gives it to me, blah, blah, blah. So you would think, Adam Cole's going to be wrestling soon.
Right.
Not the case?
Not the case, not the case. Or at least that's what I'm being told. At least that's what the wrestling world is reporting.
Why aren't we seeing Kingdom promos? Why aren't we seeing devil mask anymore? Why is the devil mask taken off the back of their shirts? Like it was in the beginning?
Know, and now they just have that new logo.
Why aren't they saying anything?
Their
storytelling sucks.
Yeah, I really think they're in trouble.
Yeah, AEW is the worst story. I'll take TNA storylines over AEW.
And I'll tell you what, TNA storylines were fire, low key, compared to this even. And AEW, oh my God, AEW, you're in trouble with this Undisputed Kingdom, guys. Get it together.
Say something, explain something, have
Do
a
something.
promo.
They took away,
like, what is this? This was supposed to be the Ultimate Faction.
Yeah, and they took away everything that was cool about it.
Yeah,
especially the devil mask. And oh my God, Adam Cole's the devil, and it's gone.
I feel like you're having a realization that this faction is nothing if they're not
working.
Feuding with MJF.
Right.
MJF takes everything to the next level.
Relevant.
Everything.
Literally everything, yes. And we are seeing reports that MJF is still dealing with his injuries still. So there is no...
a lot of reports on April Fool's yesterday that he's coming to WWE. It really fooled me a lot. I mean, I'm just going to type it in now that we're on the subject. MJF news. But yeah, 4 days ago. Did we podcast 4 days ago? Have we already said anything about this? Or?
I'm not sure, man. To be honest with you, I'm seeing reports right now of there's still no timetable on a Maxwell Jacob Friedman return. He is still nursing major, injuries that were nagging at him. So, we wish a speedy recovery to MJF.
I have a bonus question. If MJF comes back to AEW, Joe, does he get back his title?
Yes, I say yes. I think Samoa Joe is going to hold on to this title for a little while, even though I don't want him to. I want him to lose to the number one contender, Swerve Strickland. I just don't see it happening right now because if MJF does come back, he's going to want revenge. And who better to get revenge on than Samoa Joe himself, the man who took him out, took his title, took everything from him. That could be another 2 or 3 pay-per-view type deal, and we really hope MJF comes back soon so we can get into another, some kind of other storyline. I think he returns as that heel MJF. No more happy to be here MJF, but he's looking for blood. He wants the Triple B back, the big Burberry belt.
I'm really hoping that MJF comes back as the devil.
That would be great. Whole throne entrance. Yep. The orchestra playing him out again.
I'm the real devil. You thought you were the devil. Guess what I got in store for you?
Yeah, right. And he was already calling himself the devil way before all of this. That was already a known fact. And will they give the devil his due? We will have to wait and see and keep tuning into AEW television to find out.
Last question's a really cool one. I come up with these topics off the top of my head.
Yes. Yep. Thank God for Mike. He does all the bullet points. He sends them over. I'm like, that's our next Battle Royal episode. You know what I mean? That's how it happens, guys.
And I've been trying to work in the AEW questions per Joe's request.
Yeah, we gotta do them both,
I mean, it kind of is AEW related. We're talking about Cody. He's ex-AEW. It all comes into play.
He is.
But, hey, will Sami Zayn join the Alpha Academy? Let's just go back. We're going to go back to Raw.
Ooh.
We're going to go back to, Sami Zayn losing that match with Bronson Reed.
Yes,
and
which
he
was
runs into
devastating
Gable,
to
and
him
Gable
right
pretty
now.
much is like, hey, if you need my services, I'm available.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, this sets up the fact
Absolutely.
that we're all wondering, what's with this throwaway match in WrestleMania? Sami Zayn can't beat Gunther. But hey,
What if
maybe
he
they're
can?
developing a storyline where this week, or actually it's already this week, but is he going to end up working out with the Alpha Academy?
And if he
Is anything
teams
gonna
up-
happen? We're going to find out.
Yes.
We're
going to find out very soon because the Go Home show
Yes.
is happening right now, and we got some
Yes.
catching up to do. But if
does he do it? Is the
if
question.
Sami Zayn can take the advice that the master Chad Gable has given him, who knows? It could unlock all types of opportunities for him at WrestleMania. I say if the opportunity is there, you got to go for it, man. Sami Zayn and Gunther is shaping up to be a pretty big match. It is on the Saturday card, so it's going to be on night one of WrestleMania 40. And in between this, this just happened. Triple H has just released. He has just officially announced the Saturday and Sunday cards for WrestleMania 40.
Okay.
Yeah, so to answer your question, Sami Zayn, will he team up with Alpha Academy? I don't know if he will, but do I want him to? Yes, because there is no one better, in my opinion, than Chad Gable on, how to take the Ring General down, because he almost did it. He was, I would say, in my opinion, he was the closest one to dethroning the Ring General for the Intercontinental Championship.
So he might know what it takes to get Sami Zayn over the edge.
Right,
You know
exactly,
what I mean? So he might have
exactly.
the insight that he needs. And is that enough was the question. Is that enough? Is
it
his
enough?
training enough?
Okay. In my opinion, and we all know who I am a big Gunther fan. In my opinion, it's still not enough. I think Gunther retains at WrestleMania after an unbelievable match. So, Sami will almost get him. It's just not going to be enough. And he can't handle the Ring General, in my opinion. Before we end this episode, guys, going back to what I just said, breaking news, Triple H has officially announced both cards, the Saturday and Sunday card now I'm seeing for WrestleMania 40. And night one Saturday is going to include Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee versus Dominic Mysterio and Santos Escobar. The match that we kind of thought was pre-show material is happening. And then we have a 6-person tag team match. It's the Kabuki Warriors and Dakota Kai from Damage Control against Bianca Belair, Naomi, and the Storm herself, Jade Cargill. Also on Saturday's card, we have the 6-pack ladder match for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships, owned by the Judgment Day against the New Day, Awesome Truth, Grayson Waller, Austin Theory, New Catch Republic, and DIY. We also are going to see Jey Uso versus Jimmy Uso, brother versus brother at WrestleMania 40. The match we were just speaking about, Intercontinental Champion, the Ring General, Gunther versus Sami Zayn for all the marbles. We're going to see The Man, Becky Lynch versus Women's World Champion, Rhea Ripley. And for the main event of night one, guys, it is the match we have all been talking about. It is the biggest tag team match in history, in the history of WWE
I'd say that's accurate.
and WrestleMania. I'm putting my stamp on it. It's the final boss and the Tribal Chief versus the American Nightmare and Seth freaking Rollins. Woo. That is your night one WrestleMania card, guys, and it is stacked, I gotta tell ya.
It really is.
And now the WrestleMania Sunday card, night 2. It is going to consist of the Pride, Bobby Lashley, and the Street Profits versus the Final Testament, Karrion Kross and AOP. Night 2 is also going to consist of LA Knight, yeah, you know it, versus the phenomenal AJ AJ Styles in a match I'm really looking forward to. These guys have a lot of history going back to TNA days, and it's really, really going to be interesting. Another match, night 2, we're all looking forward to is the U.S. Championship match. Champion Logan Paul, the Maverick, going in a triple threat match with Kevin Owens and Randy Orton. And will they coexist to take out Logan Paul? We're not sure. We will just have to wait and tune into WrestleMania to find out. Also on the Sunday card, we have WWE Women's Champion Io Sky, Genius of the Sky, versus the ever-deserving Bayley, Royal Rumble winner Bayley.
Ever deserving is correct.
Absolutely, 100%. You can't even argue with that. And then we have a really, really big match, the predecessor to the main event, if you will. It is Drew McIntyre, guys. He prayed for this, and it happened.
He did.
Going against WWE World Heavyweight Champion on the run of his fucking life right now. It's Seth freaking Rollins. And we all want to see Seth Rollins walk out with the title. I just don't think it's happening. But we'll save that discussion for another day. And you made it this far, guys. That means we are at the main event of the Sunday card, night 2 of WrestleMania, for everything ever in this business. It is the rematch. It is 2023-2024 Royal Rumble winner, the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes, versus the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns for everything, for the WWE Undisputed Universal Heavyweight Championship. The bragging rights will be unbelievable, and that is your night 2 WrestleMania card. So 2 stacked nights of absolute chaotic matches, and we're just excited, guys. The road to WrestleMania is about to end. We never want it to end. It's always something in the air in this WrestleMania season for sure. But
I'm ready to
before we
see
go,
what happens.
we're ready for it. We've been waiting. We've been patiently waiting, and we might not have to wait much longer, especially after this episode comes out and when you guys get to hear this. Before we go, though, before we end this Battle Royal episode, we've had a blast hanging out with you guys. We are going to give you a little more of what we always leave you with. Before we go, we're going to give you a little bit of On This Day in Wrestling History. Yeah,
on this day in wrestling history, we have our notable wrestling birthdays. Just one today.
Only
it's
one.
An old timer, Lance Storm.
if I could be serious for a minute,
Yeah.
it's Lance Storm.
Yeah. Canadian retired professional wrestler. He is currently actually signed to TNA Wrestling, where he works as a producer.
Ah, okay.
Best known for his work in Extreme Championship
Yeah, in
Wrestling.
ECW, he was the man. Lance Storm was definitely the man. Great technical wrestler, great mat wrestler. Just didn't really have the charisma and the mic skills.
54 years old.
Yeah, when your signature catchphrase is, if I could be serious for a minute, I really don't think it's going to get you far. On this day in wrestling history, in the year 2005, WrestleMania 21 took place at the Staples Center in L.A., Los Angeles, California. The double main event of the evening saw 2 new championships crowned as WWE officially crowned their new babyface superstars. John Cena defeated JBL to win the WWE Championship in the first of the 2 main events, and in the second, the Animal Batista won the World Heavyweight Championship against the Game, the Cerebral Assassin, Triple H.
Passing of the torch moment. And
Absolutely.
On this day in wrestling history, in 2012, a sad day for the wrestling community. WWE Hall of Famer Chief Jay Strongbow dies at the age of 84.
Chief.
The legend.
The legend, absolutely. Much love to Chief Jay Strongbow, one of the first wrestlers I remember seeing at my grandparents' house on the TV, just being a little kid, And on this day in wrestling history, 2011, WrestleMania XXVII took place in Atlanta, Georgia, in front of an announced crowd of 71,617. And the main attraction of this night was The Rock's return to WWE as the host of the event. And here's a few of the matches that happened that night. It was Edge defeating Alberto Del Rio to retain the World Heavyweight Championship. Cody Rhodes, before he was the American Nightmare, defeated Lucha legend Rey Mysterio. The Viper, Randy Orton, defeated CM Punk. The Undertaker, defeated Triple H in a no-holds-barred match, and I remember that being a banger.
Oh, yeah.
And to end it off, it was crazy that this even happened, but I'm reading it, you're hearing it. The Miz defeated John Cena to retain the WWE Championship at WrestleMania. The match was originally deemed a double countout before The Rock ordered the match to restart as the host of the event.
Nice. And also, on this day in wrestling history, in 2006, on an episode of Raw in Chicago, Illinois,
Home of CM Punk.
the Spirit Squad defeated Kane and the Big Show
Oh
to win
my
the
God.
World Tag Team Championship. More title
Wow.
changes on Raw.
Yes,
which
we need
to
that
see more of.
again.
All 5 members of the group would be recognized as the champions and would defend it under the fabled Freebird rule. Kind of like the no quarter catch crew.
Yes, exactly. Who's it going to be? We don't know until the match starts type deal.
All fits together.
Absolutely. And on this day in wrestling history, guys, if you couldn't tell, I'm in a WrestleMania mode. It's the road to WrestleMania on this day in wrestling history, 2016. WrestleMania 32 took place at the AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, where the Cowboys play. The show was attended by the biggest crowd in WWE history, with 101,763 announced as the crowd figure. We had moments like Zack Ryder winning Money in the... it was not a Money in the Bank. It was a 7-man ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. His first ever one. Thought that was a really nice moment for him. We had Chris Jericho defeating AJ Styles. We had Brock Lesnar defeating Dean Ambrose, better known as John Moxley now, in a no-holds-barred match. The Undertaker defeated Shane McMahon in a Hell in a Cell match, and Roman Reigns defeated Triple H to win the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. That is going to do it for today, guys. We really thank you for hanging out with us.
Excellent.
It's another episode of the Source Wrestling Podcast here, and do us a favor. I say this every time, but it's really important. Please follow the show. It really means a lot, and it really helps the show. It takes literally no effort. You hit the follow button, man, and you let us talk to you. It's that simple. Please rate the show. It also really goes a long way. We want to keep those ratings high and keep you guys interested and engaged. Once again, you are listening to The Source, and we are available on Spotify, YouTube, Facebook, iHeartRadio, Amazon Music. Follow us on X. Follow us on Instagram. Follow Mike on OnlyFans. He's really pushing that lately. Follow us on TikTok. Once again, this is The Source, WWE, AEW, All Things Wrestling Podcast with Joe
And
Mike.
yeah.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Maybe next time we'll talk to you. Maybe we won't,
Oh,
dummy.
we'll be talking to you.
Oh, we'll be talking to you. Yeah.